Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my favourite video ever to film, which is my bi-monthly TBR. I do this every other month because I like to make these videos a little bit longer by choosing a bit more prompts, but I don't read a ton of books every month. I look forward to it every single other month to film these because I just love picking out the little prompts and figuring out what I'm going to read for this month and next month. So this month and next month I have two holidays. I've got Greece and Iceland, so very different vibes that we need to pick for. Greece in August and Iceland in September, so they're very different holidays. The last 2 months TBR, I think I did 9 prompts because I only had 9 prompts left. I think I read 8 out of the 9, and the only one I didn't read was the one in the video that I said I'm 99% sure I'm not going to read this, and that was Babel. I did say I wanted like a summary TBR, and I did say that I wanted to keep this book for the colder months, so I did not read that, but I did kind of say in the video that don't hold me to this one because I'm probably not going to read it. So that was the only one I didn't read. I read the rest of the TBR, which I feel like is pretty good. Refreshed the prompts because we ran out last video. Why am I nervous? I feel like I put some quite mean ones in here. I put some nice ones in here too, but I also put some quite mean ones in here, so I'm kind of scared. Turned into a movie / show. Any of these? Oh, Six of Crows, it got cancelled before they could like start adding the Six of Crows stuff in. I think there might be a little bit of Six of Crows stuff in the Shadow and Bone series, so I guess if there's nothing else we can use this one, and I don't think there is anything else. I also have down here, it's not on my TBR because I don't really want to read it, and there is a story behind this. It is a really nice floppy book, like look at the flop on that, but this is Pucking Around by Emily Rath. And I don't, like, I'm never going to shit on a book that people like if you like this sort of book, that is great, I'm so happy for you. It's not my sort of book. I'm a woman who likes a monogamous book. I don't... Basically, the story behind why I have this book is that me and my boyfriend, we went to Waterstones one day. I just picked up this book because I was like, Pucking Around, like that's a funny title. So I was like, I'm just going to look at the back and see if there's an author's note or whatever. So I turned to the back, and I just see the most graphic sex scene on the last page, and I'm like, there is no way this book ends on that. So then I read it out to my boyfriend, and we were like laughing about it, and like not laughing at it, like if you like that then you like that, but we were just like laughing about how it ends on such a high, if you will. And then for Valentine's Day, I get in his car and he's like, open the glove compartment. So I open the glove compartment, and what is there? This book. He thought it was really funny, and I was like, now I have to read. I have to put this book on my TBR. I left it in his car for a while, but he has now made me take it, and it's now August, so it's been what, like 6 months, and he's finally made me take it out of his car, and I've had to add it to the TBR cart. I'm gonna have to read it. I own it now. Maybe it'll be the best book I've ever read, who knows, but it was just was a lot. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, she's so close to these two, and this one's just on the end left out. Bless him. I guess I should have realised when I looked at the cover. And it's part of a series, but I mean, it's published by Penguin, so there's got to be something to it. Yeah, when I looked at the cover, I did not connect the dots, but now the dots are very much connected. So we also have this one to choose from. But in terms of a movie, I don't believe this one's made into a movie. That would be a crazy film. This one is the closest we have to a TV show. I also have Ready or Not on my Kindle, which is a romance, but again, that one's not made into a film. 3-word title. Us Against You is 3 words. Prison Healer. It is the Prison Healer. And Remarkably Bright Creatures. So I think I'm going to go with Us Against You because I feel like this would be a really good one to read in Iceland. I think this is set in Sweden, so that's not Iceland, but it's still Scandinavia, so I feel like this would be really good to read in Iceland, and it's like snowy and the northern lights and everything on the cover, and I just feel like this will definitely be the vibe. An easy read. Okay, so we could go with Remarkably Bright Creatures because I think it's the shortest one on my TBR, but it is Octopus Talking. Is that an easy read, or is that, like, I don't really know, and it's like a general fiction. I think for an easy read I'm going to go with Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I'm not saying like it's going to be like an easy read, I'm sure it's going to be emotional, but it's a nice romance. I feel like it could be a nice palette cleanser between some of these books. Read a romance. Fuck. There's only other one, romance on my TBR. No! That was a nice prompt I gave myself. Fucking around is going on the TBR. It might be the best book I've ever read. Like, I'm not judging anyone who likes that book, but it's just not... I've never read a non-monogamous romance book, and I'm scared. Translated shite. Oh, no, hang on, we've got one other Frederick Bachman one. I was like, oh, the only translated one. Like, the reason I have that on there is because of Frederick Bachman's books, but I have another one. This one is My Friend, which is his new release, and I'm very excited to read this one actually, so I'm very excited to put this on TBR. I've not been telling you what any of these books are about. I do this every time. Let's do a quick run through. Six of Crows, we follow a group that get together, they go on a heist. I don't think they're friends. I think there's some rivalry between them. There's 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist together. They might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. Ready or Not is a romance. I'm pretty sure she gets pregnant. It's kind of similar to Out on a Limb. I don't think she ends up with the dad. I think the love interest is like her best friend. And then we've got Frederick Bachman's Us Against You. This one is the second one in Beartown, and it just follows another tragedy. I think someone dies in the end. There's just this rivalry between Beartown and another town. They both compete in hockey together and they're like rival towns. There's not much you can say about Frederick Bachman's books. It's more like the writing. When you say it, it doesn't ever sound like crazy interesting, but it's more his like writing, and it can just make anything interesting. And then this one is about this painting on the cover, and this girl is this painting and she goes on like a little road trip, I think, to discover more about the painting. Pucking around, I mean, I've actually not read the back. I can't fall for a player, let alone 3. My name is Rachel Price, and 2 months ago I walked away from the perfect man. We shared one magical night, no names, no strings. I never thought I'd see him again. I was wrong. Turns out my perfect man is actually the Playboy grinder for the Jacksonville Rays, the NHL's hottest new hockey team. Oh my god, another hockey book. And I'm his new physical therapist. Oh, there we go. Meanwhile, his best friend, the sturdy new equipment manager, is always writing my case. Worst of all, I've got an uncooperative goalie who thinks I can't tell he's hiding an injury. These men are ready to test my limit, but this is my chance to prove myself, and I'm not risking it for anything. But if love is a game, these guys are playing to win. I think we've got 5. I'm gonna do 10. Lowest rated on the TBR. I thought I was gonna say highest rated. I was like, yes. Lowest rated on the TBR. I wonder what it's gonna be. I do have, this makes it a lot easier because I have a little shelf on my Goodreads called Physical TBR. Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. Actually, I don't think I have Pucking Around on the list. Let's see what that one's rated. Pucking Around was the lowest rated on my TBR, but second is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I have had this on my TBR for a while now, so it probably is time that I do read it. But this one follows 2 men, and I'm just like not that interested in men as a main character. About 2 brothers, they have little in common. One is a successful lawyer, and the other is a competitive chess player. I think it just follows both of their lives. Bad cover. I like all these covers. I don't really buy a book if it has a bad cover. Physically, I'll just read it on my Kindle. I don't love this cover. I think when I saw this on Goodreads, I thought this was like a mock-up when they don't have the finished cover yet. Because it's just a bit dark, so it doesn't look like there's much going on. There's like actually like a brain scan in the background, I think, but it's kind of a bit dark and you can't really see it that well, so it kind of just looks like all it does is says the title. So I'd probably say this one, but I don't think it's a bad cover. This one is Holly Jackson's new release, Hero, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this one basically follows this woman who has been told that she has 7 days to live because she got a brain injury when she was attacked, and so she just tries to figure out in those 7 days who attacked her and basically who her murderer is. By an author you love. I think the only author that I have read before, I've read Irish Quotes, I've read Yellowface, but in terms of an author that I love, it definitely has to be Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have rated, I think, all her books that I've read over 4 stars, and I absolutely love her books, and I'm expecting this one to be no different. I absolutely love the cover. It follows a woman who is an astrophysics professor, and she begins training to be an astronaut, and I think there's a bit of a love story going on, but it does say a love story on the front, but I feel like misleading. I feel like it's going to actually be heartbreaking and not a love story, but I'm excited to read that one. I absolutely love Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh, we've got highest rated on the TBR too. I think the highest rated on the TBR is My Friends, but we've already read that. My Friends is the highest rated with 4.48. Six of Crows is next with 4.46. We chose that one. Atmosphere is next with 4.40. We've chosen that one. Us Against You is next with 4.37. We've read that one. Oh, actually joint with that one is Remarkably Bright Creatures, which also has 4.37. So this one's joint fourth highest rated. But out of the ones we haven't picked yet, this is the highest rated. We haven't had to buy one yet, which is really good. This one is, described it perfectly here, that octopus book. I think her husband died and her son went missing, and she makes friends with this octopus, and he kind of like solves the disappearance of her son, like a talking octopus in it. I mean, it's got a very high rating, so I'm excited to read it, but I'm just a bit like confused by it. Released near your birthday. So we have to look which one was released closest to my birthday on this list. My birthday is January 28th. Don't know why I had to think about that so much. Oh, The Favourites was released on the 14th of January 2025. That is very close to my birthday, only 2 weeks from my birthday. Was released on the 23rd of August, so that's nowhere near my birthday. And then The Prison Healer was released on the 30th of March 2021. So The Favourites was only released 2 weeks from my birthday this year, so this one is the closest one. This one follows two bigger skaters, and I think they have like a little bit of a partnership, a little bit of a romance, but then a tragedy happens and their partnership breaks down. I think it's just telling the story of it. It says it's a mix of Wuthering Heights and Daisy Jones and the Six, so I am actually very, very excited. Okay, these are the two lonely books that didn't get picked. I actually really do want to read this one, so I might end up reading this one anyway, but I do definitely want to save this one for the colder months, so I'm probably not going to read that one. Okay, let's go back through the TBR. I feel like I've got books everywhere. I put books everywhere, so this isn't going to be in order, but we've got The Favourites by Lane Fargo, My Friends by Frederick Buckman, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. We've got Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, Us Against You by Frederick Buckman, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, Pucking Around by Emily Rath, finished TBR, oh, and Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. We'll see how many I get to read over the next 2 months. I'm very excited. I'm especially excited to read this one in Iceland. I think that's going to be so good. In terms of my Greece holiday, I feel like I don't have many holiday books on here. Obviously we've got Ready or Not, which I could read on holiday. I'm thinking like maybe Remarkably Bright Creatures might be a good one to read. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below if you've read any of these books, if you enjoyed them. Specifically this one, I'd be so interested to know if anyone's read Pucking Around and enjoyed it, because I might just be judging it too hard. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can subscribe down below and turn the bell on. You'll be notified every time that I upload. I upload every Sunday and they're always book related videos, so if you enjoy that, then subscribe. If you want to, you can follow my social medias at _libraryofeden on both TikTok and Instagram, and they are both all book related as well. And I'll see you in my next video very soon.